Sorry about that, folks. Actually, my Wi-Fi adapter actually crashed. So I had to plug in a brand new one. So, that's kind of embarrassing. So, I'm gonna try to get everybody else back in here. So hang tight. But that might have actually been the issue itself all along. That I just had a really bad Wi-Fi adapter, which is why it was cutting in and out. So I just plugged in my original one. So let's see. Oh, that's sure pretty. So. All right. Just gonna test out a couple of other things here. Hmm. All right, everybody, come on back in. So because of this, I'm gonna keep the live stream open for a little bit longer there. So that way we can get all the questions in. So I'm resetting most of the time there, Bro Train. So we'll go until 9:15 there. So feel free to ask me any questions there. So we got to wind the clock back just a little bit. So. Hey, Truth One, what's up there? Welcome back to the live stream there. So, let me just type in. So yeah, that might have been actually killing my. That's probably why it may have been cutting off, possibly. So it's possible that the Streamlabs was actually working. So. No, Raw. I'm not sponsored by Herbalife there. I actually thought about selling Herbalife at one point in time there in network marketing because at the time I wasn't working for any supplement company in the early 2000s. And I thought about doing Herbalife, but I decided to go with Advocare instead. Blaha is not my type there. I would not have any relations with Blaha. But I think everyone pretty much already knows that, so. Well, it's because I reset the set up another live, so I won't be able to change the banner until after the live stream actually ends there, so. But this time, this one should not cut off whatsoever, or at least I hope so. Well, I got it designed pretty cheaply. I'll probably get another design very soon. I've just been putting it off for quite some time because I am tired of the bright Herbalife green, and some people think that I do sell Herbalife. I mean, it's a good banner, but I think it's ran its course at this point in time. Plus, it doesn't really match with my website at vincegoodrum.com. It's pretty much out of place. Well, yes, Pugman knows who Big Lenny is. Is Big Lenny, or who are you talking about being a bottom? Well, Protein, you just explained it there. And I've talked about this before about integrity or so forth. I used to actually do write nutritional diets there for people, but I only charge $30 a month for something like that. I think it's outrageous for someone to charge $300 for something that could be printed there, you know. And most of it, like I was using, it's mostly automated software protein. Uh, at the time, I was using a software program called NutriBase and Weight Mania in order to create my training journals for clients as well as my nutritional journals, and it automatically did everything. You spend about $200, and yeah, I would rate this blanket at a 10. This is something that I have during the winter. There's nothing like a good wool blanket. And I just felt like wearing it today. I got this from Big Lots on sale. Naturally I had to make sure it was wool, but I think I spent like maybe $15 for it. But I mean, it's a if you're charging $300 a month, you're scamming people. I mean, you're flat out scamming people. I miss the restaurant inside of Kmart there the most. I mean, whenever I was a kid and we went to Kmart, as well as the video games, when I went to Kmart when I was a kid while my mom shopping and everything like that, I would play video games and I would go to the K Cafe, and have a burger and fries or some hot dogs or so forth. That's the only thing I really miss about Kmart, but I think there's maybe one or two left. Well, yeah, truth. It was about time me and Romano patched things up because at this time Romano's in his 60s, I'm in my mid 40s and stuff. And going at someone for, I mean, like I said, we're talking literally 25 years. 25 years. I think that's enough time me and him have been back and forth at each other's throats, and after a while you get tired of that type of stuff there. So, well, it's important to deal things with integrity there. So, and Richard, I saw his video on saying that I'm just jealous, and the truth of the matter is I'm not. I've said many times that Vegan Gains makes more money than I have, even when I was working at Verizon. But the thing about it is, it wasn't good money. He was getting paid more because he was giving up his own personal dignity. And when you do that, that money isn't worth it, because at the end of the day, the money runs out, and eventually, you know, Richard probably has maybe another year of doing the same thing that he's doing, and then that's going to pretty much be it. Either that, once he gets kicked off, if he gets kicked off of YouTube again or so forth, his income goes to zero, and he has no other real resources that he can follow up on. Oh yeah, the pizza. Yeah, some of the K cafes did have pizza for Little Caesars, but we're talking about the '80s. So in the '80s, they just had burgers and fries. It was just quick and easy stuff because it wasn't really a restaurant there, so they couldn't have restaurant style equipment like grills and stuff like that. For the most part, it was just like there was like a little machine that they would run it through. What's up, Robert? How you doing there? We're gonna hold the show. We're gonna run the show an extra 15 minutes, so it's gonna run till 9:15 because we had some technical difficulties. So, as always, feel free to ask me any questions that you have for me. I may run out of tea before then, but I got water too. So. Hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, having him admit to calling his wife a Nazi there, I'm sure that the after debate conversation didn't really go too well. But Richard can't win a debate anyway because at the end of the day, Jim Bob, the last group that he was arguing with, they're going to say, they're still going to make fun of him saying that he does OnlyFans page. At this point in time, the only reason why he gets invited on debates is because, he goes crazy and he starts yelling and cursing and challenging people to fight. You guys saw my live stream with RX Muscle, right? You know, and that's the whole thing there. You'll see the general difference between my interaction with the Whack Pack and the way Richard actually interacts with people there because I'm a lot older and wiser. And I can't say that I didn't used to do that type of stuff, but there's no need for me at my age to start burning bridges or make a fool of myself. Why? Well, I mean, I move around a bunch in my seat there to keep the blood circulating. That's just my thing. I mean, I did that when I was working at Verizon, sitting at a desk there. It keeps your legs from going to sleep, which is why I bounce up and down. So, uh, but again, it's all about conversation and chat there. Unless I'm doing this here, then that's going to be a problem. So, uh, there's two people there, Robert, and I can't mention either one of them. One of them would be is commonly known in the industry. I know who Bravo's talking about, but I don't even think it's even him. The other person could probably kill Aaron Singerman or put a hit out on. So either one of these two can be quite dangerous there. Hopefully, I want Aaron to be safe. I don't want nothing happening to him there. Uh, man, even I don't want to mention names because I don't want to be going outside my door and finding a dead horse on there. So, Batman, I've given him so many strategies. I even told him a way he can get back on Twitch, and he hasn't. You can tell people things there, Batman, but they actually have to listen. And Richard is hard headed. He's hard headed. He thinks he's always right. He thinks he's always in control. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else here. He's said numerous times that he's smarter than me and stuff like that. He thinks he's too good for everyone else here. He lives in his own bubble to where he thinks he's right and everyone else is wrong. I'm not using anything. I'm not using any steroids. No primo, no test, or growth hormone. So yeah, I guess I'm doing it naturally. The only thing I'm really taking is DHEA. Now, I am running, my testosterone has been going declining year after year, so chances are in the future I'll probably need some testosterone cream or something. It would be prescribed or TRT. But if I do have that happen, I'm going to definitely let you not guys know up front what I'm actually using. I'm not going to run around like the Liver King and lie. I don't think Blaha would ever do an OnlyFans, because it's a different type of situation. Richard does it because his channel is, for the most part, as you know, is pretty dying as far as to how much income he's bringing in, as opposed to what he was doing in the past. Because in the past, he had both his live streams and he had all of his videos he produced and his replays on the live stream. Nowadays, he doesn't have any videos. He's removed most of them. And as soon as he finishes a live stream, he privatizes it. So it eliminates most of that type of revenue as well. So that's why he's gone through the OnlyFans. I don't think Blaha is at that point in time there. So either that, or he, surprisingly enough, he may have too much integrity, if you can say that, in order to do something like that. Oat Goat, there is a way he can get back on Twitch, and I've explained it. It's pretty easy to do, actually. He can get back on Twitch. Well, Twitch is dumb, but I mean, you can make money on Twitch, and he video games all the time there. Well, Robert, Richard's life can be a lot better if he conducts himself there. And I'm never going to be arrogant to say that I'm better at life than anyone else here. It's just a matter of age. When I was his age, I didn't make good decisions neither. But Richard's going to have to just grow into that. I think over time, if he doesn't go loony toony or anything like that, he'll come to find out eventually that I was right, as well as everyone else that's tried to warn him. So. But yeah, Richard can get back on Twitch if he had taken my advice here. Have I ever used steroids? Yes, I've used steroids. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I used Trimboline, 40 milligrams every other day, and did use a little clenbuterol. That was pretty much what I was selling. Now I did afterwards. Even though I didn't use any of that, I did use pro hormones for the 2009 NGA Night of Champions, my last show that I did. I used the pro hormone called Delta 6 methyl testosterone. It didn't show up on my drug test or anything like that. It was pretty much sort of like the clear and the cream that Victor Conte used. But it was, yeah, I passed my drug test there with it, so. So yes, I've used it before. I don't have any regrets. It's just part of the game. 500 milligrams of niacin is way too much. I wouldn't use that for... Nah, I wouldn't use niacin for heart health there. Just take a multivitamin and you'll get enough niacin for regular heart health there. So you would also want to take CQ10 and, of course, DHEA. That always helps. But most importantly, exercise. Well, my training is a combination of both free weights and cable weights here. I train upper body one day, lower body the other day, then upper body one day, or take a day off, then upper body, lower body, and then take the weekend. So Monday, upper body, Tuesday, lower body, rest Wednesday, Thursday, upper body, Friday, lower body, and then the weekend. That's the way my training works here. And sometimes in the morning I may do cardio and switch it out if I wanted to, if I felt like getting a little extra workout. So, I've had the vax and I've had one booster shot. That's all I've actually had as far as that's concerned. Now, Robert, be nice, be nice. So, yes, Delta 6 methyl testosterone. It's an active ingredient in the old school jungle warfare. As like I said, at that time I was rolling with ALR Industries. It's the original. It's actually in. It was actually in the original Jungle Warfare formula. I don't really like the C4 pre workout there. I mean, I've tried. They've given. I've had a bunch of those little test packs and stuff, and it has a serious crash on it there. Uh, but I didn't like C4. I mean, it gives you a lot of energy at first, but the drop off is horrible in my opinion. Lowliner's already admitted to using gear, so I mean, he's an IFBB pro, so there's not a real way he can lie about that anyway. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using steroids here. Steroids doesn't make you a criminal or anything like that. Uh, just to let you guys know. Lowliner has cut a few corners. Are you referring to a supplement company, or you'll have to be more specific on that, Scatman? My favorite pre-workout formula of all time was the original Ultimate Orange. Ultimate Orange, the original one. I mean, that stuff was awesome. Now, even though it's Ultimate Orange, it wasn't really an orangey type flavor or anything like that. But man, it gave it. I mean, I would go. It would literally. It gave me so much energy. I could have. I could have raked someone's yard with a fork in about 10 minutes flat. There. That's how much energy the original Ultimate Orange gave. Well, I mean, he lives in the flood zone there, Scatman. So, I mean, that's to be expected there. So, Tom, they're illegal because pharmacy companies want to make money off of it there. It's sort of, and this is just my opinion. It's the same thing with the Fedra, for example. A Fedra. A lot of people lost weight with a Fedra, and it was legal to use. And of course, anytime you cut into the pharmaceutical companies' profits there, then usually it's going to get banned. Just saying. So that's probably why. I don't see any issue with his supplements there. I've not seen any actual complaints, and plus he sells for other supplement companies as well. There, as far as I know, he's not doing anything different than bodybuilding.com or DPS Nutrition or anything. As far as spiking his powders, I don't think he would take that type of risks there. Because his company's already doing quite well there. Plus, to spike the formula means that he would have to spend more money. It's just better to load it down with caffeine and bioprene pepper, so to make it feel like it's actually working. So, uh, people do stupid things there. If you guys recall, people were injecting horse dewormer before there was even a vaccine around there. So, yep, it was spiked with some meth there. So that's what made it so good, Robert. Like I said, you can. I could rake a lawn with a fork with that in like 10 minutes here. Yeah, but I mean, you have to remember this thing was formulated by Dan Duchesne. So I mean, you knew when Dan had his hands on something, you knew there was something crazy in it. So, bro, team, be nice, be nice. As far as PJ is concerned, he has no information really to offer to the feds. Either that, or he's holding it down like Charlie Brown. either way, there's really not anything he can do. He's just going to really have to do his time there. So, yes, his physique does look boxy. There can be a number of things at play with that. I've never asked him what his cycles are. I mean, I'm sure he would tell me what he would use, but I don't really have any interest in it there. Well, yeah, I mean TRT is still steroids here. When you hear anytime you hear the word TRT, steroids, you're just getting them legally. Yeah, Lowliner is shorter than I am there, so. Oh, go. Yeah, no. Well, not at all there. Like I said, it is possible that he could have more money. He makes more money than I do, and he's claiming 50% there. The only problem is that he doesn't live like that. If he would, with all the money that he is making, he should have a house by now. Uh, they're still living at that hovel of an apartment there. They should be dressing better. They should have everything they should look a lot better if they're given the amount of money. My honest ideal, based upon how they act, is that they're having monetary issues. Plus, I've seen streams in the background where they're arguing about, and Richard said, I got no choice. I got to get some money in and stuff like that. One thing Richard needs to understand is, his microphone's quite sensitive. We can hear him in the background there. So, as far as competing there, I'm still considering as far as competing. I have to get my weight down first, which is what I've been doing. And then we'll see from there as far as competing. I don't really have anything to prove there. Uh, but but it's a good goal to shoot for. Well, I don't think he needs to show his finances here because, like I said before, in some of his streams, him and Jasmine were arguing in the background about their finances, as well as much less everything else here. My honest opinion is they're bringing in less money than they used to, which is an issue because they got a lot of money going out. So exactly, and vegan pet food and vegan food is way more expensive, as well as vegan supplements and cars and bikes and caring for animals and rescue horses and stuff and paying taxes and paying rent. And remember, Jasmine doesn't work there, and stuff. That adds up there. Yeah, I think Low Blinder's like 5'5", but at this point in time, he wouldn't admit to it anyway. So, folks, it is 9 o'clock. We're gonna run this until 9:15 since we had some video issues here. Imectavin, I consider it as horse dewormer. Either way, the stuff doesn't work at all against against COVID. So it just doesn't work. I don't even know who even came up with that stuff here. I mean, if you don't, it's the thing about it is if you don't want to take the vax, then take vitamins, take minerals and stuff like that, and making sure that you're keeping in shape and exercising like everyone else. Vitamins are going to be a lot more effective than imectavin. So if you're not going to take the vax, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're taking vitamins, getting your minerals in, making sure you're exercising, staying healthy, and stuff like that, and you should be fine. So, and like I said, I've only taken one booster. I'm not going to take any other booster shots or anything like that. So, elephant abortion inductor for I have no clue what that is. I don't know what you're talking about there, Raw. So, yeah. He is 5'5", I think, there, Robert. You shouldn't be using any accessories for a bench press there. Just put your shirt on there, and that's about it there. If you have elbow issues, I would probably put some wraps around your elbows, but that's pretty much it there. Don't rely on gloves or anything like that. Let the calluses build up there. If you build up calluses on your hands, that's going to give you enough grip there. I don't know why people. I mean, if you're a surgeon or doctor, I can understand you wearing gloves in the gym, but it's kind of tacky. Be a man. Don't put no gloves on. Build up some calluses, and stuff like that. That'll give you. If you build some calluses on your hands, then you're gonna have naturally built grips. So yeah, don't be a sissy and wear gloves, unless you're a doctor or so. Well, vegan food there, Johnny, is pretty much all carbohydrates, and if you're getting a little too much in it, it just converts to sugar. That's why they're getting fat. So it has more to do with the fact that the majority of their intake is carbohydrates. And when you have an excessive amount of calories with carbohydrates, whether it's usually complex carbohydrates, it's going to all convert to sugar. So, and then it goes to fat. Richard should not have a low metabolism at his age or so forth. I can't. The sweating is probably due to the medication that he's on there. If I had to take a guess. As far as minerals are concerned, I would recommend just a really good multivitamin. That a multivitamin should be the base of any type of diet. If you're going to take anything, take a really good multivitamin. And once you have that, you can build upon it with things such as creatine. But you also want to get plenty of extra vitamin C in there, and especially during the winter time, and that definitely helps your immune system there. I mean, this is stuff that my mama and my grandma used to teach here, so works for them, works for me. So you don't have to get too fancy with it here. Well, Reverend Coffin, I certainly appreciate your donation there. I don't. I mean, I may not get a bigger channel than Vegan Gains, but I'm definitely gonna run a better channel with integrity than Richard. So, again, thanks again for the donation. Well, it depends on how much muscle you have there, Susan. 5'9" and 215 could be a good size for a competitive bodybuilder. So it's gonna really depend as far as to because 5'9" and 215 pounds can look like a whole bunch of different things. It also, because it's going to depend on how much of that is muscle and how much of that is actual fat. So you can definitely have different looks with 215 pounds. Well, that's good rules. I mean, you should not be forced or intimidated into taking something that you don't want to take there, in other words. But you have to remember that a number of some of workplaces are going to require those. And part of the reason being is because, if someone gets sick on the job and gets everyone sick, they're liable for a lawsuit. So that's just something that, you got to deal with there. Uh, which in that particular case, if you open up your own business and everything like that, then you wouldn't have to worry about it. But a lot of businesses are requiring those vaxes just for the purposes of keeping from being sued. Yes, I did meet Noxer. I met him in the late '90s at expos. I've met practically just about every bodybuilder there is out there, for the most part. The only thing if you want to meet all the bodybuilders, don't really go so much to the shows. Go to the expos. Just pay your. Well, at the time when I saw Nasser, there was no charge for the expo whatsoever. But nowadays they charge like $10. But yeah, I met Nasser before. I've met Nasser. I've met Flex, Chromir, Dexter. Sat on the bus with Dave Henry and Charles, Darren Charles and stuff. So a lot of them. So what's going on, Cold Sea? We're running this live stream until 9:15. So you got 6 minutes if you want to ask me any questions here. Yeah, I know who Scooby is there. Scooby's been around just as long as I've been around. He used to have a major website, a fitness website back in the day. But he's still doing his thing there. So he got on the YouTube boat a lot earlier than most other people there. So, but yeah, he's still on TRT and stuff like that. And he's still flying airplanes, I suppose. No, stay away from check drops there, Raw. You don't want to take that stuff. It's no, don't take no check drops. Just visit a TRT clinic there. Because tech drops are not going to lower your estrogen levels whatsoever, but check drops are very dangerous there. They're really meant more or less for MMA and boxers for the most part because check drops have a lot of they make people angry and they make people want to fight. So yeah, don't touch check drops here. They don't even hardly build. They're the purpose of check drops is not so much to build muscle because you're not going to really build anything on check drops, but you will get pissed and you're going to get crazy, and that's why it's popular with boxers and MMA fighters. Yeah, Lenny's at an unhealthy weight there, but he walks a lot there, so I mean he's getting the circulation. Batman, I use the Centrum that I get from Sam's Club. Your body's gonna digest it anyway. Get a really good Centrum. I mean, I use Centrum because of my age there, but it's hardly any company can fuck up a multivitamin, so it's not gonna really matter. Multivitamins have been around for over 100 years, so you should not have any issue with that. But if you get your vitamins in, you're going to be perfectly fine here. So, well, it's because he's removed a lot of his videos and, he's not doing the antics that he used to. So naturally, it is going to drop. He's already hit his peak and it's going to continue to go down. Well, the training is different, but most importantly, they're just using more gear. I mean, way more gear than the Golden Age bodybuilders. Uh, I don't think it's so much training. I think the training was a lot better in the Golden Age. They're just using a lot more stuff there than back in the old days. I mean, you would be hard pressed to find any Golden Age bodybuilder using more than 100 milligrams a week of something there. But I mean, that's popcorn now to most bodybuilders. But it's just more gear that they're using. That's really all it is. Well, Derek, if mushroom extract works, then works there. If you have a supplement and it works for you, you shouldn't care what anyone else thinks there, just remember you're your own customer, you're your own doctor, and you're your own coach when it comes to supplements here. Hey, Robert, we're about to end the live stream in about a couple of minutes here. So if you have a question, go ahead and get it in now. So I don't think Lenny has HIV or anything like that. Nah. But you wouldn't be able to tell anyway at this point in time. Most of those meds keep things in check and everything. So, uh, Snake diet is just another fad diet there, KM. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, there's gonna be There's been a million fad diets in and out there, so don't really have opinion there. Yeah, Tyson did take check drops there. Check drops are they're for aggression. They're not for building weight, muscle, or anything. They're. I hope none of you guys are using check drops here. Just stay away from that stuff. Even if you were in a boxing or anything like that, then I still wouldn't take it. It's very dangerous. It's also very harsh on the liver too. So yeah, but I mean, we're gonna have another 2 hour live stream on Friday. There, I'm gonna be doing more live streams here. So it's a work in progress here. Well, of course, Tom, his antics, he can no longer do. I still get flagged for old videos that I've done. YouTube has cracked down a bunch on things there, and they're going to crack down even more. Revenue is a lot less now for producing videos. Even with the donations I've gotten, I used to get about $200 a month just for video views. I have the same amount of views as I've had every month, and my revenue I collected just off of videos was like $70 here. So a lot of things have actually changed as far as those videos are concerned. It's just garbage there. So I celebrate Christmas there. I don't celebrate Kwanzaa or anything, or I don't know what LGBTQ Xmas is here. I've never I've never heard of that. So, all right, I'm gonna keep it open for another 5 minutes. So get your questions in, everyone, before we close out. Don't forget, there is going to be, of course, as always, the midnight run at 10 o'clock p.m. on Fridays until 12. I may do an afternoon live stream perhaps on Thursday. And I am going to start doing like a movie night as well there. Hey, Tom, definitely appreciate the donation there. What's my favorite lubricant? Astroglide. Well, I'm gonna work. I usually work until I'm gonna have to work until midnight on orders and stuff because I still run an e-commerce business here, and I have a lot of questions that answer. I mean, usually I work until midnight. I've had my tea. I'm gonna have dinner, and then I'm gonna work until probably midnight. Oh, it's cool rules. I mean, I'm a pretty busy person there. When you run a bunch of businesses, it's just the case, and especially during the holiday season, I got a lot of sales coming in. So, yes, I am gonna do a Christmas stream there. So, yeah, that's definitely happening. Well, justice is blind, cold. It's not in the eye of beholder. It's just blind. That and money talks and bullshit walks. At this point, Blaha would probably win in a fight with Richard simply because he's in a lot better shape than Richard. Well, Rawl, that's just the way he identifies his products here. It's just a branding. There's nothing to read out on it. So Richard is streaming live, huh? You know what, folks? I got an idea. Hold on just a minute. Let me see. No, that won't work. Why not? Let's just do this till 9:30. So, since some people got in late, so 9:30, folks, and then I got to get back to work. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go another 10 minutes, folks. 10 minutes. Then I really got to get back to work here. So if y'all got any questions, feel free to ask there. So. Richard has the aggression, but not the. He may have the aggression, but he wouldn't be able to carry through. It takes a lot just to walk up to someone and just punch him in the face or so forth. And I think that as angry as he talks, when he finally runs into someone, he's gonna hesitate, And then that'll be the end of it. In fact, I think both of them would just circle each other like a bunch of kitty cats. Me, I would just walk up on someone knowing that they're going to hesitate and just hit them. That's what I used to do whenever I worked at the detention center. I wouldn't even wait. I always knew that an inmate would actually hesitate, so I would just automatically go in for the kill. So, this is a wool blanket. It's not a quilt or anything. Well, Richard has more bark than bite. He has a lot of bark, but he probably doesn't have much of a bite, so. You should be losing about 2 to 3 pounds a week. That's going to be a healthy loss in weight there. And that's what would be expected. 2 to 3 pounds a week would be a good range as far as losing weight is concerned. Well, Scatman, I think more or less his depression is gotten to him there, as well as the changing landscape of YouTube, to where his revenue is decreasing. He has to do extra things like OnlyFans, and when you do OnlyFans and you're putting yourself out in the world, every night he has to go to bed thinking, man, I can't believe all my stuff is out there. Romano's always been grumpy there, and he's in his 60s as well. A lot of the folks back from the olden days or so forth. For example, if you ever run into Sean Ray will probably blow you off, but initially there, unless he really knows someone there. But it depends on who's he talking about, per se. But if something really irritates Romano, he'll go off on him there, sort of like he did with Big Rob and Dookie. Some Key G, thanks again for the donation here. Like I said, folks, we're going to keep it open until 9:30, and then I got to get back to work, folks, here, so. Oh, my weight now is at 239. My height hasn't changed, of course. It's still 5'11". Vegan taco meat is disgusting. Well, my bucket list right now is to have dinner, and then I'm going to make some coffee, and then I'm going to work till midnight. Have a lot of orders to process, and I need to update the websites. Robert, he's in his 60s here. You know, when you get older, things change and they droop and everything. So, yeah. Not only that, it's kind of weird for me to actually see Romano looking like that because, you know, he used to wear sunglasses, no different than Greg. I used to wear sunglasses myself there. That was just the thing that, you know, it was just one of those things. I would keep it in line with those T. Michael clown pants that we used to wear whenever we were working out. Yeah, I've been coming down in weight a bunch there. What can I say? So, I was already on RX Muscle this afternoon there for after hours. So I've already been on the show today. You can go to rxmuscle.com, and it's the top title of it is they were interviewing Blessing, but I'm also up there as well. I am more or less a cat person. I like cats. Cats are easier to or you know keep to themselves. They're easier to clean up there. They don't require much work. The only thing you need to do is change out their litter and feed them, and that's about it. They're a lot cleaner animals than dogs. Yeah, it was at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Richard's already competed in a bodybuilding show before. But I think I think it predates him becoming a vegan, in fact. I think he was eating meat at the time. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong in that. But he's already he did a physique show, I believe. So he's already been on stage before. Sorry about that. Some spammers here, so. All right, folks, 3 minutes. Get your questions in. No, it's not possible to have genetics to make yourself look like Arnold Schwarzenegger naturally. That's just not going to happen. Scatman, if I transplanted my pubic hair to my scalp, it would be all gray. Why would you do that anyway? Weird. If I was wanting to grow some hair on the top of my head, I would just take some minoxidil. Dead Riff, I'm not aware of Richard going off of his depressants. If he has gone off his depressants there, I wish all the best for him there. I don't think he should be on all that medication, but he should have something and he should have a game plan in place there because whatever he's doing isn't working anyway. No, my pubic hairs are gray, Johnny. Every single last one of them. It's gray down here. It's like cotton candy. Well, Robert, again, I was a guest on the show itself. The show wasn't about me going at it with Bravo. It was about Blessing discussing the Mr. Olympia. You know, I'm one of 9 people there, so. I'll take the gun I wouldn't want to see either one of those two. I can't really answer that there, you know. Most hair, when it gets too long there, will just simply fall off. I like staying shaved there. I just use a Mach 3 razor for my head. You have to shave and use creams for any type of bodybuilding show. And you also have to, I also tanned as well. But if you're talking about the live stream, you know, usually I do clean myself up there. I don't have any point as far as the putting on any special creams or makeup for, you know, a live stream. But folks, it is 9:30. I do want to thank you again for tuning in to the tea time on Tuesday. Like I said, we're probably going to do another live stream before the midnight run, perhaps a movie night or so forth. It's just going to really depend. Yes, black people have to tan for bodybuilding shows, or they should actually, Scatman. But folks, I'm going to go eat dinner and then I'm going to get back to work. I got a lot of work to do tonight there, updating and stuff like that. So as always, thanks again for tuning in. Thanks to everybody for donating. As always, peace and soul.